Right here with Coach Brandon Broadman, Coach Hurt sitting in obviously, and a couple of seniors, Coach Broadman. Coach, season's coming up. About a week from now, you're going to have a home game against Warren East. What are you looking for in this season so far from these guys?
Well, right now we're hoping everybody's healthy. We got, one or two guys that are banged up in our top 8 rotations, so we're hoping, they can heal within the next week or so with a couple days off with Thanksgiving break. We turn around, we got a scrimmage on Saturday at Campbellsville where we scrimmage Greene County and Southwestern. Then we turn around and play a very good Warren East team on Tuesday. And we play a Monroe County team here at home on Friday. So we're ready to get started. We've been banging, fighting against each other every day in practice. We're ready to play somebody else. Our guys are ready to play somebody else. It's really competitive practices this year. We got, a lot of competition between my top 12 guys, and it makes for practices to be really competitive. But we're tired of beating each other up. We're ready to play somebody else right now.
Coach, let me jump in. Every team develops its own personality, its own calling card, if you will. If you're guessing right now, and obviously it'll change throughout the course of the season, but what would you say is going to be the personality of this team this year?
Well, my 3 years being here, we shoot the ball more consistently, and probably this is the best shooting team that I've had. We don't guard as well, though. So that's an issue. So we're either going to have to try to outscore people 80 to 70, or we're going to have to figure out how to guard. Rebounding has been a huge emphasis over the offseason, and that has picked up on the offensive and defensive end. Right now, if we get the MO of guarding, this is going to be a very, very competitive team, and a team a lot of people will love to watch. But right now, that's our MO. If we can fix the transition defense, and we can fix, sitting down and ability to lock people down for 3 or 4 minutes at a time, we'll be pretty tough.
Let's bring in seniors Wyatt Fields and Braxton Davis. Welcome. Glad you're with us.
Glad to be here.
When you lace them up heading into the last time, it brings about some different emotions. I think a lot of times for seniors, there's a sense of urgency that maybe underclassmen just don't have. Has that been the case so far in practice?
Yeah. Just knowing that this is your last time, you want to make every practice count.
Yeah. Adding on to that, it's kind of last go-around. It's kind of nerve-wracking every now and then, but I'm ready to get started.
I want to mention, ironically, by the way, you said lace them up. Neither of the guys are wearing shoes that you have to lace. Just an observation.
That may be an old school reference.
Yeah, it's us. It's the old guys wearing the laced-up shoes. Guys, Coach Broadman, this is his 3rd year here. He's building the culture. We've talked about it from day one in the games, after the games, before the games. How do you sense this as guys who've been here for all of Coach Broadman's tenure? How do you sense the culture has been building?
We just always try to work hard. Maybe before we was a little laid back, but now we just try to always work hard and outplay people just by our effort.
Kind of adding on to what Coach said earlier, we're kind of starting to build our chemistry, especially, and kind of getting a little bit more emphasis on defense and rebounding, which we need to work on this year, but we've been scoring the ball like we have been, which is pretty good. So
I asked this of the girls the other day. I'll ask all 3 of you this. I'm not looking for any bulletin board material or anything like that. But I do think, look, every game's important. Every game, you try to go out and make that game the most important. So when you play Warren East, that'll be the most important game. But at the same time, if we're all honest, there's a team or two on the schedule that you just love to play and would love to beat. So let's go round table. We'll start with Coach. What's the game that you look most forward to?
Well, obviously Russell County, because I'm from there, so that's a really important game. But all district games are important to me. I feel like since I've been here, the district is as a level competitive field as it has been. I feel like we could easily be the 1 seed, or we could be the 4 seed, and that, the 4 seed could beat the 1 seed. Or you can go home. Anybody go home any given night. The first round of the tournament this year. I think Clinton County obviously last year had 2 guys that could score 50 points, and they lost that. But I think this year, as far as district play, I think it's as competitive or as level as it has been. But all district games are important to me.
Why? What's the rivalry you most look forward to?
Me personally, I think Clinton County, just because they're the favorites every year to win, quote unquote, and everybody thinks they're gonna be the top dog this year. But I think, like Coach said, it's gonna be kind of even this year. So I'm looking forward to see how we match up against them.
Bryce?
Probably Clinton County too. They've had our number the last couple of years, but I think this year is time we turn it around. And
I wanted to jump in. I'm sorry I interrupted you because I raised my hand. I think I threw you off there for a second. We do that on the show all the time. Like, if I'm going to ask the next question, I'm talking. So you all just keep rolling. But I was thinking about this, hearing you talk about the district. Because last year was a big year for our program, for this program. You get into the district finals. You get to go to the regional tournament. I thought you played the best game all year, which is what you want. You want to finish strong. But you get to go to
Let
Diddle.
one slip away there.
Yeah, you get to go to Diddle. You had a chance to win. It could win either way. How important was that experience moving forward for this team?
Just getting our team to know that we have the capability to get there.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the most important thing going there, because in the future our players know that it's not out of reach and that we are able to get there.
I think that just showing up at Diddle and making it there, just everybody that played in that game, it was really a drive for us coming back this year, the players. And it was just a really fun experience. And knowing that Logan County, they won their district, and just knowing that we played with them and we was right there, we almost got to go back. I think it was just really fun, and that's what drives everybody this year.
Well, all year last year we were preaching, we were good enough to beat these teams, the Logan counties, and some of the. We just lost, 3 or 4 overtime games, and we're at a tough point in our season. And I kept preaching to the guys, we're gonna.
Sorry for the interruption.
Pardon the interruption there, guys. We'll go back to Coach Brockman. You were saying
we kept saying to our guys, we're just a play here, 1 or 2 plays away from breaking this thing wide open. I said, just stay the course. Everything we're gonna be a really good team. You come district time, and then we got in the district tournament. I mean, it obviously took an overtime to beat a very difficult Russell County team. It was hard to put them away, but once we got to there, everybody felt good about it. So we're in practice the day before. I look over, and we got 4 or 5 guys drinking Powerades, having a good old time. And needless to say, we started running a little bit that day, because I told them, I said, we're not just going there just to go. We're going there to win. And then after we ran a little bit after that practice, so we had, the attitude of, we're not just here just to show up. We're here to compete and win. And you ask any of the guys, we don't like to talk about that game because it brings up difficult memories. We know we let it slip away, and we know if we have an opportunity to go back, we're not going to let things like that slip away. We're going to take advantage of that.
a lot of times we keep talking about culture. I brought it up today, but a lot of times that culture builds itself in those small increments, and that was a big step you took last year. So next step, go win one, go win more than one, right?
Yeah, and I got to say, man, I got great kids. They work hard. We joke all the time. Sometimes we'll have a shoot-around, an hour shoot-around. By the time our shoot-around is done, Coach Robbins got us doing, a very difficult shoot-around where everybody's moving and we're pouring sweat. It ain't just come in, just, get a shot here, too, whenever you want to. I mean, even in shoot-arounds, our guys go hard, and we got great kids who buy into, working hard. They share the basketball. They're great. They're great teammates. They're a family to each other on and off the court. So we got great kids, and that makes it easy for me.
Well, speaking of family, you got Thanksgiving coming up this week. We talk a lot about Thanksgiving on the show. One of the big things on Twitter this week is a guy, I think, up in Ohio just having to go viral with the question, what's your most controversial take about food? Coach Hurt and I are going to give ours, I think, maybe on the show. Your most controversial food take. We saw people saying people who put stuffing inside the turkey, for instance, should be jailed.
That was
Jacob Tammy, for
Yes,
instance.
that's right.
So what would be a take on food that would be the most controversial you could put out there? Let anybody jump in who wants to.
I don't know if it's controversial, but you got to mix the peas and the mashed potatoes together. I mean,
That's a controversial take because I would absolutely refuse to do that.
You got to mix them together, man.
Corn
can't-
niblets, right?
Let's be honest. I bet there's at least one person here besides me that doesn't like the food to touch. Is that anybody? There you go. Right. Yeah.
Both
So
of us.
three
I'm
out of the
good.
5 of us. I don't mix the pea. Now corn and mashed potatoes. I can do.
I can mix that too.
I like using the
I
mashed
got a
potatoes.
frowny face over there. Now.
I like using the mashed potatoes to just kind of get everything. You put them on there and everything sticks to them.
All right, boys. Have you thought of one?
For instance, like
Controversial.
cranberry sauce. I like the canned, the fake stuff better than I do the real stuff.
That's true. That's true. The canned cranberries
Much
are
better.
better than the real.
Thanksgiving foods or just
Anything
Any
at all,
kind of
man.
take on
Anything
food.
at all.
ranch
Yeah.
on pizza.
Ranch
Oh,
on pizza.
that's controversial.
It's good. You're saying?
Nah.
No, you hate it.
Well, that's not as controversial.
So those people
That's
should
all
be
right.
jailed who eat ranch on pizza.
I don't agree with it.
So no ranch on pizza.
See, one of the first things we started talking about on this show almost 3 years ago, pineapple on pizza. We're for it. A lot of people hate it.
Oh, don't say we. I'm not.
I'm for it. Apologies.
I'm not.
Didn't mean
for
to
it
lump
at
you
all.
in there with that pineapple cry.
I'll tell you one that me and my wife have a conflict with in the household. She's a Northern Kentucky girl.
No,
she
I know where you're
likes
going with this.
noodles and
Skyline chili.
Noodles and chili. No,
So you're not for noodles
no,
and chili.
no. Just I want my meat, my beans, and
Okay.
I'm not for noodles and chili as we know it, but the Cincinnati chili, much different. I'm okay there.
Quick question. So let's go to Wyatt here first. In chili, what should be in chili?
Ooh.
This is a tough question.
and what do you eat with it? Peanut butter sandwich
Peanut
or
butter
grilled
crackers,
cheese?
man.
There you go.
Well, I mean, my mom usually just puts meat, beans, tomatoes, and
Yeah, the tomatoes, the soup.
sauce.
Yeah, I got you.
The good
Bryson.
stuff.
Yeah.
Beans, the meat. I like noodles in it.
Okay, now see,
But with my chili, I have to have grilled cheese.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not much of a chili by itself.
you can go in a different direction here because grilled cheese. What are we talking about? We're talking about American. We're talking about Velveeta slices. I'm a pepper jack man myself. I got to have a different kind of cheese.
Yeah, I like pepper jack. Sharp cheddar, and it's hard to beat extra sharp cheddar.
I'm with you.
Sharper the better.
I want to go back to the chili thing because this is important. This is super important. In Texas, if it has beans in it, it's not chili. Did you know that? Texas chili is just the beef and the soup, basically. That's it. So, you get up in South and Kentucky, you got beans. Then you get to Northern Kentucky, I'm in favor of the noodles. Because I lived in Gallatin for 5 years. The Molly Carlton and the Kim Jones chili has noodles in it. And I'll swear by it. Here's the last controversial food I'll take here. Oyster crackers. Better than other crackers.
In that.
In
You're
chili.
talking about just in general?
In chili.
Do you go, if you go to the Skyline,
cracker.
for instance, or the Gold Star,
Uh-huh.
do you do the oyster crackers? They give you a little serving before your chili comes out.
Right.
Do you eat them? And do you sit there and put some hot sauce on them and eat them as an appetizer?
No, I put them in the chili.
Well, I get some more.
But the problem
I
with
eat
the
these
Skyline
first.
chili is the cinnamon.
You don't like the cinnamon?
No,
No.
it sweetens it up. That's no good.
Well, that's what makes the chili.
No, I'm against it.
I'm for it.
We're talking basketball here with Metcalfe County head coach Brandon Brotman and with the seniors Wyatt Fields and Braxton Davis. We appreciate it very much. We kind of got off topic there a little bit with some food, but that's the way the show generally goes. I do want to get back a little bit to basketball. When you talk about goals, sometimes you got to be a little careful with what you set as goals. And I don't think it's because people set unreasonable goals. I think the opposite is the case. In other words, we talked last year on the girls' side, you could set your goal at 20 wins, but what if you get there? Are you done? What do you do? And you just got to keep pushing forward. But I'm still going to ask, as you head into this year, is there a goal or two that you really have in mind?
I really want to win the district tournament
Mhm.
for my senior year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it'd be really cool to win the district. I think that'd be a success going back to region, especially. Even a winning season would be good.
Coach Broughton?
Well, we've talked about, we want to get back to Diddle. That's very important, whether it be, runner-up or district champion. It's been a long time since there's been a district championship from the boys' side. I think 2007 was the last year that the boys won the district, but we feel like this could be the year we're going to do it because, Clinton, they have a lot of young talent coming up. But like I said, the district is as level as it ever has been. So that's our goal. We want to win the district. We want to cut down some nets this year. That's important to us. As far as wins, losses, we haven't really talked about it. We want to be on the good side. We want to have more wins than losses. It's been a long time since we've had a winning season. That's something that we want to. We haven't set a number or anything. We want to make sure that we win more than we lose this year, though.
Can we go back to food?
Always.
Not a controversial take, but when it's time for Thanksgiving dinner, what's the part of that dinner? What's the food that you look most forward to?
Dressing, definitely.
I'm more of a ham guy myself.
You have ham for
man.
Thanksgiving?
Yes.
I'm impressed. That's
Ham
a
and
controversial
turkey.
take.
Ham and turkey.
Okay.
Yeah, ham and turkey, absolutely.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm big on the leftovers too. Or a couple days later,
Gallons of
turkey.
turkey soup.
Yeah, no, just microwave the turkey about 3 or 4 days later. I love that.
Well, there you go. You gotta have gravy on that though, right? Gravy.
A lot
on
of salt
everything.
for me.
You got one?
I'm all of
Are you
it.
going to wait?
I'm for all of it. There's nothing there that's can't.
Yes,
that's
your
not
answer
good.
is
I'm-
yes.
It's always yes.
Oh, good
Please
stuff.
and more and leftover soup.
But obviously, the biggest thing on Thanksgiving is you want to spend time with your family and remember, giving thanks to everything you're thankful for. And it's a good time for the boys to finally get a break. We've been hitting it hard here lately, and so it gives them a couple of days with their family before we get started back next week.
You're talking about that and things that you're thankful for, and I want to always mention this. I know you guys go out and you play as hard as you can for this community and the people, but man, in your 3 years here, you have to be impressed. Metcalfe County, they will follow you through thick or thin.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter
Yes.
if you're good, bad, indifferent,
Yes.
winning, losing, whatever the case may be. Our fan base is as supportive and loyal as any I've ever seen.
It's great.
And there are going to be tons listening on the radio if they can't make it.
Oh, yeah.
I know the number of people that listen is fantastic. So I know all 5 of us are grateful for the people that have a vested interest in the Hornet program.
Oh yeah, we always want to say thank you to our fans. When we play at home, it's a great advantage for us because it's loud in our gym. We love it like that. And even when we go play, we could go play at Danville or wherever we play. We're going to Williamstown this year, 3 hours away. I guarantee you we'll have a big section of Metcalfe County fans there that will have more fans than probably Williamstown will have at their own, their own Christmas tournament.
One of my favorite moments, the Stocktonian and I were broadcasting, I forget which school it was, in Western Kentucky, one of those little bitty gyms, little bitty
Christian
places.
Fellowship.
Yeah.
And we rolled in right at time to start, man. And we got a standing ovation from the 30 or 40 people. I think we had the home team outnumbered.
Oh, yeah.
I think we even delayed the game so
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
you guys get there.
But
in
it
time.
was it's just amazing how well we travel and how much our people are into it. So
But as always, we want to say thanks to you guys too. You do a great job covering the games, and you make it exciting when we get to go back and watch film or. I like to go back and watch it on our YouTube channel because I appreciate your all's comments throughout the game, make it a little more exciting. So.
it's a lot of fun. We enjoy it. So, Coach Brandon Brockman, Wyatt Fields, Braxton Davis, thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.